This is going to be a reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Keep in mind it will not resonate with everyone, so please take what resonates. Leave what doesn't, force it so that you don't become confused. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can book your reading through my Etsy shop. I have a 10 for 20, a 20 for 30, and a 30 for 40. But if you don't see any of those up there, you can send me a text to 971-354-9504. Hi, my loves. What's up, my Taurians? Be careful this week because there's going to be like an energy of wanting to kind of like overshare, or like you're going to be very nervous about like a lot of things. I could just feel you. So I have a Taurus friend, and everywhere we would go, like she would, like if she met someone or if she saw someone, like she would overshare certain things like about her life or that things that were going on with her life. And I feel like that's kind of a Taurus thing, that sometimes you guys like do overshare. Now, I'm not telling you that it's bad. I just feel like people will take whatever it is that they're learning about you, because you might be meeting somebody new and maybe you feel comfortable around this person, and it's not a bad thing. But I feel like you can get in your own head if you feel like you overshared, and I feel like that energy can ruin a lot of things. So that's the so it could even be like in an interview, like maybe you have an interview or you're talking to someone and you say something and you fucking question the shit, or like, should I have said that? Like, oh my god, are they gonna think differently of me? Like, what did I just say? And did I just ruin any chance that I had? Like, you're gonna get in your head that way. So just, I guess that's what I'm saying. That's what I want you to avoid. Like, if you feel like you need to share, please share, connect with other people. And I love people that are like that just like to say whatever comes to their mind. Like, I enjoy people that are like that because I know they're not thinking like some crazy ass shit and stuff. But, and you guys, I mean, not that you guys don't, but you guys don't have that. Like, if I don't see my Taurans like that, I have like such a sweet soft spot for you guys. All right, messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm talking too much. 233. I did that with Aries too. Racing, running and avoiding. Some of you could be trying to distract yourselves a lot with people. There could be some type of running from the law. If you have court, please make sure to show up. Like, do not try to just avoid it or think that it's gonna go away. It will not go away. I also feel like if there's something going on with some type of legal stuff going on with the child, go. Don't skip court. Don't skip any of that, because it feels like there might be somebody that wants to avoid that energy. Now, so like, let's say you're trying to gain custody of your kid, or you're trying to win some type of legal battle, your person or whoever you're going against might not show up. So it's actually going to go in your favor, but some of you are fearing that it's not going to go in your favor. So you have to avoid it altogether. No, don't do that, please. No avoiding. Same thing, like if your boss tells you that they want to talk to you or something happens like that, somebody might ask you for some type of proof. Give them, even if it's going to be better lying about it, because the proof is going to end up coming out anyway. So if there's something that you've been hiding from somebody, or if there's something that's been hidden from you and they've been avoiding it, for some of you, this is spiritual court. Like, there's judgment against either you or your person, and whatever is going to end up showing and coming out. And it could have something to do with a child for some of you, but not all of you. But there is going to be like proof that's going to come with it. So you're not going to be back and forth or questioning if you're right, or if you should be, if you're making the right decision, or if you're not making the right decision. It's going to be Divine Feminine with Nightlife. Some of you also need to be careful. There's a little bit of neglecting of your children because you're trying to heal something. And I get it. We all do this. Like, anytime anytime we're hurting, it's going to be it's very hard for you to stay present and give and give and give, because that's what we do to kids. We have to give them, we have to give to them, we have to give them love, we have to give them understanding, we have to give them patience, we have to give. And that's why people that don't have enough to give, it's very difficult to try and be like the best parent that you could, that you could be. And we all go there. So it's, instead of judging yourself for it, understand yourself for it. Like, understand that things like that are meant to happen, and you just don't have it right now. But the beautiful part is that when you pick yourself up, your kid is going to know exactly what that looks like, and what it looks like to go from like, let's just say right now you feel yourself being in the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, yet you're trying to fake so much for your children. Your children are the strongest empaths. There's no lying. They can feel your pain. If they live with you, if they're around you, if they all of that, they can feel it. It's not, you're not hiding anything. But when you get yourself out of it and you move back into that beautiful that is you, not that that energy is bad. It's not. There's no good or bad. It's more just is. Just look at it like that. It is what it is. Like, if you're in that energy, then that, yes. It feels like the judgment that you're putting on yourself is creating more pain. And then that pain is creating, it just puts you back into a loop. Because then you judge yourself for not being able to give enough, and then you keep judging yourself, and then you want something to escape the pain, and so that you can stop judging yourself for at least a little bit. Because when you're sober, when you feel like there's too much, there's a lot of judgment. It could even be how much you put up with somebody. Like, you could be judging yourself for staying when you know you should be going. It's like, say that single coming up. Tell me about the single. Some of you, there is someone, or maybe you're recently single. I feel like there's a lot of emotions that comes and goes. Some of you are drinking to forget about a divine feminine. Like, there's some drinking, there's some escaping or wanting to escape. Because somebody is done here. Like, somebody learned their lesson and they moved on, and it feels like with emotions coming and going and lost, ghosted, with blocked off. Somebody was over it. I think this masculine is taking it as he was ghosted, but I don't feel like he actually was. I feel like the divine feminine was more ready to move on because the lesson was learned. Like, we didn't get anywhere here. I'm not gonna, it's like if you're playing a video game every single time, you're gonna lose. You have to try new things. You have to move around your problems, and you have to try. And again, I heard this thing that said, we only learn in lessons. Like, when we fail, that's the only time we learn. And that is so true, because when we win, we don't get shit. We don't gain anything at all. Like, I know that we feel like we do, but that's why we go back into the search of, let me go back and chase this again. I can go back into feeling like eventually I'll have this or whatever. When I have this, or when finally when that happens, right? Because we say a lot of those things. I feel like some of you are a little bit frustrated, and there's a lot going on. But I could tell that my divine feminines, like, if you're recently single and there's just a lot of energy like going on, and you're really confused about why it ended and like what's happening, know that it's a big part of God's plan. Because I feel like you're being protected from a masculine that might be spiraling a little bit. So if you felt like, nah, we gotta stop, like, I gotta pull away from you, I have to stop, like, I can't get connected to you. If you felt like you started to love with condition and decided to pull back, you're not the bad guy. I feel like some of you are feeling like you are, like, you feel like you're running and avoiding a bad situation, or like somebody that's just gonna keep you on the same, like, playing the same thing. It's almost like, yeah, like I said, this is like, even if it's not actual court, it could be spiritual court, and there's judgment. And you felt it as I'm saying that. I love what I fucking do. I love what I do. Thank you. Praise to the Most High. Judgment. Running and yeah. Tell me about this running and avoiding. Five of Swords in reverse. It's so funny because right now, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but you guys might also have a little bit of road rage. Be careful, because right now there was where I live, people are always trying to throw themselves into like traffic, and people drive so fast on this street, like it's fucking crazy. Well, not right on my street, but like pretty like clear when they kind of pull out and how they yeah. And a lot of people get mad. So it feels like maybe some of you might like there's some type of road rage, or be careful that somebody doesn't try and throw themselves out when you see somebody getting too close or getting ready to go, start to slow down or something like that. I don't know, just somebody be careful. But I get the Five of Swords is that energy of being very like argumentative and wanting to a little toxic, like, and feeling good about being a little toxic, like, and being kind of like, oh well, being bad or being in this energy or thinking about this type of stuff isn't going to help you. Some of your, it's kind of like that same energy of trying to keep yourself mad at somebody so that you are able to like forget them and release them, right? It doesn't do anything to you but hurt you. It's the same thing. Like, I feel whatever this is, whatever you're trying to run and avoid, it's the thoughts are attacking you, so you're running to certain things that are not good for you in order for you to first, so that you're able to forget. Tell me about deception. Yeah, I feel like there's a new beginning that somebody is having, but their new beginning isn't falling into alignment with yours. This person's kind of, well, they're having a hard time deciding. It's like they want to face it, but tell me why. What's going on? How is the virus? They feel so stuck, or they've been feeling so stuck for a while now. They felt lost. It's like 1 minute they're okay with it, the next minute they're not. It goes up and down, and it feels like a masculine that's really struggling with like a new beginning. They could have lost their job, or they could have lost something that they felt was really secure. For some of them, some like a mom could have passed. I am so sorry if that happened, or something like that, something very tragic. They're not dealing with somebody needs to deal with like a trauma or the pain or something that came up. Tell me about legal. Four of Swords. It's like, I feel like the universe almost gave this feminine like a green light to kind of rest and take a break from the relationship, because the relationship was getting too heavy. It was starting to get very like a little toxic, and it feels like yeah, there was some type of like extreme cutoff where somebody was or felt like they were done. But they weren't. They weren't done at all. It could even be like to a family. Maybe somebody tried to pull themselves away, or they don't know if they should. There could even be some type of like what is the, somebody could also be waiting for someone to get a divorce. Like, there could be some type of divorce that needs to happen before they could get together, or before something could fully move forward. But the divine a pause. She's not moving forward right now, no. But this masculine is not handling that well, like at all. And I think that, if I'm being honest, it feels like the masculine is blaming the spiral on the relationship not working out, or on the relationship. Like, I'm only drinking this much because of this, or I would normally not be drinking this much. It's just that I'm going through like up and I'm going through this. They're using the, but I feel like if they were still in the connection with this divine feminine, they would be doing the same thing around the divine feminine. And if there's children around, it would have gotten really bad, and maybe to the point where it would have been completely over and no in, because I think that right now there's still some type of potential for the connection to come back together if this masculine stopped running and avoiding what, like, the obvious, which is that they truly do want a relationship with this divine feminine, because while they're in a relationship, all they think about is being single. And other relationships are other people. Like, maybe once they feel like they have the divine feminine, they start venturing out and thinking like, oh, well, now since I was able to get the divine feminine, I'll be able to get other divine feminines. But when you go into that energy, that pushes away any type of divine feminine and pulls in all types of karmics, right? Because you can't have two at the same time. It's very hard. If you're going to be in the vibration of attracting a divine feminine, then the divine feminine is going to know, like, and is going to be able to feel out your energy and if they should be around you or not be around you. And then if you're in the games, then you're going to be attracting a lot of karmics. And this masculine, the moment that they start to think like, oh, I could play games with this feminine, they start attracting a bunch of karmics that give them like short-term pleasure, but long-term, this masculine misses and reaches out, or like for the feminine. Tell me about the single. This masculine's fear is that the feminine is single. Like, the masculine is also afraid of true commitment, but they're really afraid of this feminine being single and openly single. Like, because they know that the divine feminine knows that she's going to attract a divine masculine when they're in that energy. But again, you know when to leave. Like, we know when to leave. And so it feels like the masculine is very intimidated by the type of masculine that this feminine can attract. Hi, I was doing so good. Ouch. My legs. Ah, what would I say? What was I talking about? What the fuck? What I say? And she's about to, too. Watch. Somebody that's very successful, somebody that's very on their game. Because the feminine cannot be with this person if they're in a karmic energy. The energy will always pull in magnets to each other. Right? If you are in a specific energy. We're like magnets, but not so much like magnets. Because we don't attract like the complete opposite or whatever. But we repel, and depending on what energy we're in, I guess. All right, my loves. I hope that helped. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Praise to the Most High for allowing me to be your messenger. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.